Metabo, but I know not of what that you seek. Honorable Fa, do you know of any ruins or something similar nearby? Ruins, it is you are looking for, then we are having. To the north, over the hill, there is being a place very old that we are calling Serzan. It is the ruins of very, very olden city. We should go. Oh, we should go check it out, huh? You've done so much for us. Thanks for everything. It's all right. It's all right, since the desert gives us so little. We share what we have with each other. Space Ninja Samurai Dr. Oni-chan. Yes, exactly. Nina's up and awake. She says she's fine. Ah, so this is meaning you are leaving then, yes? Thank you so much for all you've done for us, Fa. It has been no bother. I am hoping that you find soon that what you are seeking. Please choose 3 party members. I get to choose my party? Wow, I can't wait until 5 seconds later when they force another one on me. Smile. Wow, you mean I can't accept their hospitality and then rob them blind right after? What kind of game is this? Not my JRPG. I'm pretty sure I could kill your wife. Let's find out. Yep, she's dead. Yes, Vazarol. Oh, I was gonna try to kill the Raktas. I just was waiting to do stuff first. Please have weapons and armor. You went the wrong way. Back here from the factory. I got turned around and went west when I should have gone east. I turned back after 3 nights. I bet the nice outfit I lost is buried under the sand by now. Not worth my time. Oh, I do that all the time, Humpty. That's like, it's kind of one of the things I do. I like menu music. It's kind of hard to do in like a game like this because a lot of the sound effects aren't just beeps and boops. They're like boodings, you know? They're not like just a tone, so it's more a little jingle instead. Aww. Bah. He ducked. Oh, okay, he didn't actually duck. It's because of the coronavirus, RPG chick. They're gonna burn it off. They're burning the air around them, you know? Wait, we're not done with the desert? Wait, what do I go after the... I thought I was done with this. Where do I go now? I thought I was done. Oh man. Turn the Oasis, yeah. And you'd be finding where you were looking. Well, hello? You never said a direction, you shithole! I guess I'll just guess. Ma! Ma! Bathroom! Ma! I guess we'll just go east. I don't know where else I could go. I guess we're just gonna go east. I can only assume that it's, you know, because we're going northeast and then north again, that we just go further east. But the dude didn't say anything about what direction to go. He was just like, yeah, go that way. I thought I was done with the desert. This is way worse than I expected. Way, 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 way worse than I expected. Like, the desert was already kind of like mind-numbingly boring, but it's not even done? You joking me? Oh, I forgot to show you guys that nice round polished booty that Rock has. It's a very important aspect of this game's design. Aspect. I didn't even catch that. You guys are the best. Your throat's dry. Your face is dry. Your skin is dry. Boom, got him. Ha! Yeah, I better moisturize that, huh? Looks like I am just going forward. But yeah, there's the North Star that tells you which direction you're going. Ooh, piece of candy. Not a piece of candy, worth getting. But yeah, see that big shiny star? That's north. And so you just go east. Well, I mean, I'm guessing that east is the right direction because the game was just like directions in the desert of death of not knowing where what direction is what and everything you do is wrong and death is every turn. I mean, just go whatever direction you want, man. It's cool. Cool. Like getting here was this weird northeast north thing. I had to pay attention to the stars a whole bunch. And then it's just like, after you get to the oasis, it's just like, I don't know, man. Do whatever you want, bro. I ain't your real dad. So I'm just kind of lost in the desert, just going a random direction. Maybe we'll get lucky. Maybe we'll die horribly, Smile. Ah, my game! North. East. Your throat's getting dry. Your face is getting dry. Told you that already. Ah! Oh, it's definitely the desert of waste everyone's time, for sure. It's just long and long and long. I started the game today 3 hours ago at the foot of the factory, which took me all of like maybe half an hour to get through. The rest has been desert. You know what this reminds me of? The 3 hours we spent looking for parts to fix the ship. It just feels like there's a lot of added content, air quotes, in the very obtuse game design, and that the game would be significantly shorter if it didn't have this like needle in a haystack hunt repeatedly over and over and over again. Granted, like a lot of the game is fun to do, so sometimes you don't care too much about the needle in a haystack stuff, but it gets pretty old. Sometimes you just want to make progress, you know? This is not like Soul Blazer where you can just make steady poggers. $420 Soul Blaze it! Soul Blazer is actually on my my list of things we'll be doing this year, because I have a cart, an actual physical cart of Soul Blazer, and I've only played like the first world. Oh, that wasn't a piece of candy. My mistake. Bones are not pieces of candy. Lesson learned. Yeah, there was a JRPG gauntlet thing that RPG Chick put on, and I joined it, and the World 1 Soul Blazer was part of that, and that's why I got the cart to begin with. Bones are doggo candy? Oh, fair enough. Did you notice that the scorpion, the crab thing was called Scorpion? It's a crab. It's a desert crab, but it's called a scorpion in this game. If you had a choice, what would be your dream sequel to an RPG series now? Final Fantasy 16? I just want Final Fantasy 16. It'd be nice if, like, if you're not counting things that are already being planned, like something that's kind of gone away and I would like to see come back. or like a direct sequel to an RPG that already exists that isn't going to get a sequel, something like that. Oh, I don't know. It'd be nice to see Breath of Fire come back, I guess, but it would have to be done right. I don't care about Legend of Dragoon. I thought Legend of Dragoon was a remarkably average RPG. It was very ambitious, but they didn't realize a lot of things. Like, they tried to make it too visually appealing and instead neglected audio, they neglected combat, they neglected story, a lot of things. The OST for Legend of Dragoon is really awkwardly bad. But they wanted to be a Final Fantasy killer, and instead they just put too much money into trying to make it look pretty and neglected everything else. So it was an okay game, but you know, when you have like timed button presses as your combat mechanic and then you don't actually develop the system to be good, and then you have like 15 FPS in the combat screens because they were trying too hard to make it visually stunning, just ruined it, you know? They could have had it to where like you could equip multiple editions or like had different combos for it instead, like Legend of Legaia, you know, and have access to all of them. But instead it's one edition, so if you had an elemental edition and you ran into an elemental enemy that was resistant or absorbed it, you were just screwed. Yay. And you need to level all your editions or you don't get the next one, so good luck, you know. Look at that booty, by the way. Look at that rock booty, polished to perfection. Do I want a hint? Nope. I sure don't. I don't want hints on where items are, where special equipment is, what mechanics are, or anything like that. I like pure blind experiences, you know? No help whatsoever on where to go, where to find secrets, what to do, how to do stuff, what mechanics are, story, anything. Nothing. I like the pure experience, me and the video game. And you guys are, you know, we're all in the car together. I'm just the one driving. The only unfortunate thing is, by asking that question, I now feel like I'm going the completely wrong direction, so that's cool. Yeah, that's what I want to know, Dragon Darch. How to get my booty to look like that. Yeah, you guys are all the kids in the car, like screaming all the things, and I'm just like, no, we cannot pull over. We just pulled over 5 minutes ago. If you didn't go to the bathroom then it clearly wasn't important now. We got food at home. Oh my god. I gotta use the restroom though, so. That's right. I'll pull the stream over when I have to go, but not for you guys. Coconut press A. He tried to, but there's no A button on the PS2 controller, so he couldn't find it. Well, I mean, like I said, I mean, if you were listening to what I said earlier, I said yes, I have played and beaten this game years and years and years ago, when it was new. But it was so long ago that I don't remember anything about the game, so it's effectively a blind playthrough of the game. Oh, we know what things are going around in TriStar's mind. Are there any stars coming up at all? No. I think I would probably have to go north at some point, I would guess. I'm gonna go east until the next morning, and then I'll go north. Well, you know, it'd be fine if the game actually told me where I needed to go, but it didn't. And if it did it so long ago that I've forgotten, because you have the whole Oasis cutscene. Gregory! She says Gregory because she knows she's gonna kill everything, and she's calling out for Gregory, which we know is the name of Death. So she's basically saying, hey Death, I got some fresh corpses for you. And by calling him by name, which is Gregory, of course. Oh great. Oh great, I'm turned around and it's not date. Oh great, okay, cool. I think that's north. That's east. Have you guys never played Conker's Bad Fur Day? Come on. Come on. Pico is such a handsome onion. You never had an N64? Don't worry, you weren't missing out on much. Like, Ocarina of Time was fantastic for its time. Mario 64 was a marvel. But after that, there's not really a whole lot on the N64 that's worth mentioning. You got GoldenEye and Mario Kart, those were great. But like, generally speaking, the actual library for the N64 was like 4 or 5 really good games, and then the rest was doo-doo. Guess we're going north now. Star Fox was good. Yeah, like I said, I mean, there's definitely a lot of great games for the N64. They had Quest 64. Yeah, good point. Good point. Like I said, there are some good games, but not a whole lot. Like the actual number of really good games on the N64 can be counted on 2 hands. You know? Like Ogre Battle 64, you could say that's a really great game for you, but realistically speaking, it didn't sell very well, and the genre in general is extremely niche. There's a reason why we don't have any more Ogre Battle games or any kind of game like Ogre Battle, because tactics games such as that are very niche and do not draw a lot of attention. And overall, Ogre Battle 64 was an okay game, but it wasn't fantastic or mind-bogglingly good. It was just a good tactics game, or strategy game rather. But I mean, we're talking about actually good games like Ocarina of Time, Mario 64, Mario Kart, GoldenEye. I guess you could probably put a couple others on there as somewhat decent games, but yeah. Generally speaking, the N64 had a very limited library of good games. Star Wars Pod Racing, sure, man. Do I like Momo as a character? She's alright, but I don't care for her kid all that much, and she misses everything. You know, Momo would make a really great girlfriend, because, you know, whenever you're apart, she'd always miss you. Because her accuracy is garbage, you know. Yeah, you're just naming off random games that you may have liked, but weren't really like super great games like 1080 Snowboarding or Pokemon Snap or Glover. I mean, you might have really liked those games, but it's not like you look back at the history of the N64 and go like, ah, yes, Glover, the classic. Everybody played that game, you know? Nobody did. Like 10 people did, you know? I'm sure it was an okay game, but we're talking about like actual games that were well celebrated by the community at large. Oh, hi, Coconut. Are you here to be a jerk? Yes, you are. Fine. All right. Come on. Come on. Stop being a baby. Yes, I see you. He has his paws over my arm, and if I look down at him and our eyes meet, he starts to like, his claws start to come out like he's like kneading a little bit. And then I look away and his claws retract again. And I look down on him, he's like super happy. He's like, oh, yes, Senpai noticed me. Kitty. Oh yeah, Conker's Bad Fur Day is another must-play kind of game. No, you're 1 point of data on the map, Midnight. You're 1 point of data. So if you didn't like Conker's Bad Fur Day, you just didn't play it. But generally speaking, of the vast majority of N64 owners played Conkers and loved it, or rather the people that did play it loved it. It's a good game, you know? But like the 10 people that played, you know, Glover or 1080 Snowboarding or something, you know, like, I don't know. It's not incorrect logic. It's basically, you know, if you can look back and everybody is like, yes, this is a fantastic game, you know, it's like, yeah, that's a well-celebrated, awesome game that people loved. Honestly, I didn't really care for the multiplayer in Conkers. I think the N64 version is just better just because it's better, not because of the multiplayer. I enjoyed Bomberman 64, yeah. Bomberman 64 was a lot of fun. You're not getting it, Midnight. It's fine, man. You don't get it. It's cool. I can't explain it any more than what I have. Conkers was great because the writing was insanely clever. And like the actual gameplay of Conkers was kind of hit or miss. But just the game, the writing and the way it was portrayed was just so tongue-in-cheek, you know? Ice Breast!